We always begin with gratitude. So I want to thank you for being here and let you know that I am very honored to have your energy and your presence here in this space with me. Peace. I am LA, licensed therapist, holistic wellness coach and guide, and the creator of this channel, Reconnect with You. If you are new here, I want to welcome you to the space with a warm audio hug. And if you are returning, I want to welcome you back and express gratitude to you again for your support. If my vibe and energy or any of the content of my channel resonate with you, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below about how this video lands with you. So before I get started, I want to give a disclaimer. It is windy. As you can see, I'm outside recording. It is windy again today, but not as windy as it was last time. So hopefully y'all won't have any issues with hearing me or with just a bunch of background noise. But this video is a follow-up to a video that I did not too long ago about authenticity and also about just releasing perfectionism. And I'm going to link that video to this video if you want to check that out or rewatch it. But I want to talk about something that's been sitting with me for a while, and something that I think is also just connected to my channel and my posting here. So I'll share about the video that I mentioned that some of what I talked about, just about me not posting as much and just really experiencing some challenges. It's not just about perfectionism, but also just about my relationship with social media overall, which I want to share a little bit with y'all about. And I think that relationship is complicated. I think I have a very complicated relationship with social media. I love a lot of things about social media. I love the way that technology has advanced in terms of supporting us with staying connected to our loved ones in other countries, other states. I've also heard stories about folks finding their long lost family members, and just being able to receive guidance and support and different tools that are all available on social media. So I love it for that reason, and also just for myself as someone who is self-employed, just having the opportunity in the space to talk about who I am, to guide and support folks with their wellness and their well-being no matter where you are. And also just being able to spread love even on social media. So I love social media for those reasons. If I'm being fully transparent and honest, though, I would say, I don't know if I want to say I hate social media. That's a really strong statement. I don't really use that word. Actually. But I would say that I have a strong dislike for social media. I do not like social media. And if it were up to me, I would not have social media at all. I would not have any social media accounts. You would have to come to the mountains and visit me in my treehouse. You would have to find me beneath the trees singing with the birds. Again, if I were to have it my way. But here I am. I am here. And I just wanted to share a little bit more with y'all about that journey. And it's something that I think has come up for me a lot more with being self-employed full-time and being a full-time entrepreneur as well. And I did a bit of an inventory, and I have 10 social media accounts that I manage. And granted, I'm not on all of them every day. I don't think I'm on any of them every day. But that's a lot of social media. A lot to manage, a lot to learn. And I say a lot to learn because whenever there are updates, whenever there's some type of change on the platform, then that's also something that I have to figure out how to use and familiarize myself with it. And I wanted to share a little bit more about just like, despite how I feel about social media and how challenging it is for me at times, I want to share more about like, why am I here? You know, because you might be wondering, well, if you dislike social media so much, why are you here? I have a response. I am here for some of the reasons that I've named already, just being able to use social media as a platform and as a tool for me to reach more folks. It is so very important to me, you know, money aside, titles aside, fame or success aside, I do what I do because I am extremely invested in us being able to inhabit a more healed and more well space collectively. That's really important to me. And I have traveled very deeply inside of myself, into the depths of my solitude, and have been able to experience some very profound change and transformation within myself, in my relationships, and how I notice different things impact me, how I respond to different things. And I want to share all of that with y'all, with whoever all of that aligns with, whoever is open to learn from me and also teach me some things as well, because I'm also here as a lifelong learner, as a student. I'll always be a student. But I am here, I think the best way to talk about it is to share with you a short story. There's a tarot reader that I don't even know if I'm subscribed to his channel, but I just check out his videos every now and then, and his name is Rich Lop. And he's not sponsoring this video or anything, but he's one of the tarot readers that I like on YouTube for different reasons. Anyway, he had a video where he was talking about, I think the video was on the subject of light workers, star seeds, all these other titles that folks give enlightened beings. And what he said is that if you are a light being and you have a light to shine, there's a lot of light within you. You will be sent to the darkest of places to do your work. You're not gonna go where there's other light. You're gonna be sent where your light is needed. In many cases, it's in the darkness. It is in the darkest of places. And I think social media is a dark place. It can be. So when I think about or want to explain why it is that I'm here, why I continue to do this and show up despite the challenges and how I feel about it, it's because of that. It's because I know that I have a light to shine. I know that I have love to give. I know that I have wisdom and tools that I want to offer. And I know that there are a lot of people who need that guidance, they need that support, and they need the community that I'm creating with Reconnect With You, a community of folks who are very serious about their relationship with themselves, serious about their solitude, and just folks who don't play about themselves, simply. So that's why I'm here, because I know that this is where the people are. A lot of people use social media. I actually met someone not too long ago who shared with me that they didn't use social media. I think they may have had a LinkedIn page, but that's pretty rare. Most of the people that I meet have some sort of social media that they use and post on or scroll on or whatever they're using it for. So that's why I'm here. I want to talk a little bit more about why I struggle with social media. And a big part of it is just related to authenticity. If you don't know this about me already, authenticity is one of my personal values. It's one of the values that guides how I show up, and it guides my actions, my decision making. And there are a lot of people on social media that are being their authentic selves, that are proponents of authenticity and who value authenticity. There's also a lot of folks who are doing the opposite. They're getting on social media and being everyone but themselves. They are allowing what they see online to shape who they are, rather than tapping into who they are authentically at their core. And that takes time and patience. It's a process, but it takes you really being able to be with yourself and taking intentional time. Taking intentional time with yourself. There's a dog barking behind me. Taking intentional time with yourself. And so I think authenticity or the lack thereof is one of the things that I really struggle with on social media, because I question sometimes when I find something that resonates with me, or something that someone puts out that I may want to learn more about. I'm wondering, is this really who you are? Do you really believe in this? Or even when it comes to, different offerings and programs and workshops that I find out about, are you really going to do what you say you're going to do? Is this workshop going to give me what I need and give me what you're saying is going to be included? Just things like that. But the first part is related to authenticity. Something else that I really struggle with social media is just how I think is because of the way that I value being present. And being present is really important to me, and I think it's become even more important to me, I want to say, after I took an extended leave a few years ago. Took an extended leave from work. I was off for 2 months. And it was in that time, and even after that time, where I was so committed to wanting to be present and understanding how important it is to be present. And it's been a practice of mine ever since then. So connecting that back to social media, when I am out and about, whether I am, I'm reading a book, or I'm going for a walk, or I am at a coffee shop, I'm at a museum, I'm out enjoying myself with my tribe, or in my solitude, or I'm just out being social. My first thought is not to pull my phone out and start recording. It's just not. And I think that when I am sharing my space, time, and energy with other people, or even when I'm just enjoying my solitude, I want to be with myself. I want to be with my people. I want to really be able to be present without interruptions, without distraction, or without feeling like everything, we have to record everything, we have to capture everything. Before we eat our food, we have to take a picture of our plate. Before we start reading, we have to take a picture of the cover of the book. All of those things. And I've done those things. I have photos in my phone of books that I've read. But it's not something that, I try really hard to not allow external factors to pull me away from the present moment, whatever it is that I'm doing. So valuing being present is another reason why I struggle with social media. The other thing that I want to mention, and this is maybe the most important, is how social media distances us from ourselves. And I'm going to say that again, how social media distances us from ourselves, from our inner world, from our inner environment, from our essence, from our authenticity. I think on social media there's a lot of so many opportunities to compare yourself to other people, opportunities to tear other people down, and also just a lot of guidance around what you should be doing, how you should be living your life, who you're supposed to be. A lot of just judgment. And all of those things really keep you from connecting with who you are deep down, connecting with your true essence, reclaiming your authenticity, practicing trusting yourself. When you make a decision about something that you want to do, somewhere you want to go, or who you want to be, something new you want to try, encouraging you to question that sometimes. And I know that I'm talking from my personal experience, and so I don't think that everywhere on social media is like this. And I know that a lot of it pulls us away from ourselves. Just the very act of being on your phone and scrolling or reading posts, you're not present with yourself. You're scrolling and focusing on and looking at whatever the content is on your phone. So that's perhaps the biggest one for me, is like, I think it really pulls you out of your element, away from yourself. And we're the name of this space is Reconnect with You, and so I am very very against that. Anything that distances you from yourself, I can't get behind. I just can't, and I won't. And so I am here, like I said, because this is where the people are. This is where I'm going to say a part of where. This is not the only place where I do my work or where I feel like I am furthering my soul mission, but it is one of them. And so it's an agreement that I make with myself. And if I had to give anyone else in my position, or anyone else who this is resonating with, some guidance, I would say to just set boundaries with yourself around how you use social media, how much time you spend on it, how you allow it to impact you. And whenever you are seeing content, whether you're reading someone's post, reading a meme, looking at someone's story, I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel about this? Like, what does this mean for me in my life? And if you are using social media as a tool to guide you back home to yourself, then you are reimagining what social media can be for you and in your life. I wanted to share too that I remember this is another piece of the puzzle, and it's even more relevant now with me being self-employed. But I remember one time, and I think this was maybe within the first year after I quit my job, and I recorded I think that reel was 30 seconds long. It took me 2 hours. And it might have been a little more than 2 hours, but it was 2 hours that it took me just for like the whole process for a 30-second reel. And so another piece of this is just in terms of creating content, which is why that's another thing that I think I want to mention I should say in my other video, just around the stress and how time consuming it is, and all of the different steps that go into creating content for folks who are self-employed or have businesses or just have products or programs, workshops, and things that they want to share with people, or just wanting to talk more about what it is that you do with other people and putting yourself out there, so to speak. But it is stressful and time consuming. You have to gather the photos and the videos or the content. There's the editing. Then you have to find the audio. You got to find audio. You have to find music to use, or you have to record a voiceover. And then there's the caption, and then the hashtags. And then you have to create a thumbnail with text and images. Like, there's this whole process. And I know that this is only one way to approach creating content on social media. And for a lot of people, this is what folks are doing on a regular basis, and just spending a lot of time doing that. So that's another challenge I think that I have as someone who is neurodivergent, and that process just takes me a much longer time than it may take someone else. And So I wanted to talk to y'all about this just because it is something that I've been sitting with for a while, and I didn't realize it until recently that my relationship with social media is also a part of, or it informs how I've been showing up on my channel. Whether that's mean I've recorded less or have been posting less. And like I said, my promise and commitment to y'all to not edit my videos, that is helping a lot, because I can literally press record and just start talking. For today, I'll be honest, I have some notes here just about a few points that I wanted to make sure I hit. But as far as me doing all of this planning and editing and making sure that things look and sound a certain way, I'm just not as invested in that anymore, because I am releasing perfectionism, and also because that's not the point of this. That's not why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to look a certain way. I'm doing it because I want to continue to guide and support folks with their well-being and their wellness, in hopes that something I say, some practice or ritual that I recommend, some affirmation that I offer, or a sound journey or a talk or keynote speech or something that they receive from me changes their life in a major way, and then they can go on and become a more evolved version of themselves, a better version of themselves, because they have a loving and accepting relationship with themselves first and foremost. So that is why I'm here, even though I don't want to be sometimes, and also just wanted to speak transparently about some of the challenges for me with navigating this space, given all of that. So I always, in my videos, with a prompt for journaling or reflection, and I did not plan that before now, so that's why I'm kind of pausing and thinking a little bit about what the prompt can be. I would say the prompt is, what do you find challenging about social media? Two-part question, actually. What do you find challenging about social media? And how have you benefited from social media? What is one way that you benefited from being on social media? Well, that is all that I have for y'all for today. I look forward to connecting with y'all again soon. But in the meantime, reconnect with you. Peace, y'all.